Hey folks, I'm Tennessee Brando for MeidasTouch. So we're a little over 2 years away now from Donald Trump losing the 2020 election, and he has still not accepted defeat. He's still out there spreading the lie that the election was stolen from him, spreading the narrative that it was the evil Democrats that took it all, and that he's going to make his big return. But he's not alone. Kari Lake is another one who now can't accept the results of her election, and she's out there spreading the same lies. And at her recent rally, she actually had Donald Trump phone in to talk to her crowd via telephone. And he comes on to tell the crowd how that it was stolen from Kari Lake, like it was stolen from him, because the machines were broken in Republican places, and it was disgusting and it was despicable. But Kari Lake is going to be restored, he's going to be restored, and all's going to be well. Take a look at this clip of Donald Trump addressing the crowd at a Kari Lake rally, and then let's talk more about it.
Yeah, we have the president on the phone. President Trump, you're not going to believe this crowd. Everyone in Arizona cares about election integrity. Tell them hello.
Well, hello, everybody, and it sounds like an unbelievable crowd. I wish I was there with you. I'm there because Kari is a fantastic person. It's a shame what happened. They had the machines, quote, broken, okay? A lot of these Republican area machines were broken. It's a disgrace. And ultimately, she's going to be victorious. But I just want to thank everybody for being there. We love you all.
Because I got a speech to deliver. We love you, President Trump.
So the very first election that I ever voted in when I was 20-year-old was the election of the year 2000, George W. Bush versus Al Gore. And for the first time I cast my vote in a presidential election, I voted for Al Gore. And there for a minute, we sure thought he won the thing. And then things turned around and George W. Bush was appointed president. I remember being so upset because that was my first election that I voted in. And I just remember thinking, oh, the system's rigged, it's all bullshit, and I was so mad and so upset. And then Al Gore came out and said, while I disagree with the Supreme Court's decision, I have to respect it, and I accept the results. And I want this country to move forward, and I want this country to heal. I want us to come together and unite. And I remember being very upset, and I myself, as a 20-year-old kid, could have spouted off all sorts of conspiracy theories at the time. But I said to myself, well, okay, it's over. I guess this is what happens. I guess this is how you do it. I guess we'll just have to wait till 04, and hopefully the Democrats can come up with somebody that can beat George W. And then I waited for 4 years, and then I got behind John Kerry. That's been that's been how it's been ever since, you know. Up until 2020, when Donald Trump just flat refused to accept the results. Even though we all know that he really knows he lost. Trump knows that he lost. But this is now the gimmick that he's going to use. This is now the narrative that he's going to push forward. And now someone like Kari Lake has picked it up too. And I asked myself this question: is that what we're going to face now in this country with every election that we go through? Is there going to be some MAGA fringe Republican over here who's just not going to be able to accept defeat? I understand that their voices are very loud, and I understand that their tactics are very loud, and that they're bullies. And they think if they bully somebody enough that they can bully their way into a victory. We live in a world where everyone from all walks of life is creating content for the internet. So if you come up with a conspiracy theory, or if you come up with a lie, you can find people out there in the world who is creating content to back up your conspiracy or to back up your lie. The likes of Kari Lake, the likes of Donald Trump, and all their supporters can find websites, they can find videos, they can find links to myguyDidn'tReallyLose.com, and they can go pull up all the shit they want to pull up to back up their claims. But that's not the real world. That's not how things really work. And no matter how many conspiracy theories you may believe in, and no matter what the guy that you work with on line 10 says to you, it doesn't matter. There has to come a point where Kari Lake, Donald Trump, and anyone else who's out there bitching about the results of their election has to be like Al Gore was back in 2000 and say, hey, guess what? We lost this thing, and we just got to move on. We just got to move forward. But the main reason that the likes of Kari Lake, and especially Donald Trump, cannot accept the results and refuses to accept the results is because as long as they do this, then they keep the story right there. Think about it. They don't have to come up with no new ideas. They don't have to come up with a health care plan. They don't have to come up with no plans to create jobs. They don't have to come up with no plans to create help the environment. They don't have to come up with any plans to help any of us with anything. They don't have to create a plan to solve one problem in this country, because they can always push the narrative that they were robbed. They can paint the Democrats as the evil corporate Democrats who's stealing everything from them, and we would have ideas and we would have a plan and we would get us out of this rut, but it's the Democrats that stole it from us. As long as they keep that narrative right there, then they never have to bring a new idea to the table, because they have created an us against them mentality. And everybody these days loves to feel persecuted. People who are living pretty comfortably still wants to come off like they're a rebel and they're an outlaw and they're working against the system. I see it all the time with just common everyday people trying to find some sort of enemy out there in the world so they can feel justified. And it takes away this type of attitude from Kari Lake and Donald Trump. It's infecting the whole country. I see it all the time. I see people in day-to-day life not being able to accept responsibility. I have seen people get in trouble at work for something they were told you can't do. This is against the rules. You can't do this. They'll break the rules, and then when they get confronted about it, they start going, well, I had no idea that was against the rules. Why am I being persecuted? Why am I being rolled up? I can't believe this is happening. And every time I see that kind of thing happen, I say, well, we're just in Donald Trump's America. This is the America that he has ushered in, the one of no responsibility, no accountability. It's us against them. It's the system against us. And therefore, nothing ever changes. If you're on the Republican side of the aisle, good luck with your conspiracy theories. Good luck with your election fraud, because I don't see how that's going to help you with your health care. I don't see how that's going to help you with your jobs. I don't see how that's going to help you with the bills you have to pay. I don't see how that's going to help your daughter and the rights that's being stripped away from her. There's so much that, I mean, if this makes you feel good, it makes you feel powerful to pump your fist and say, we're going to get them, we're going to win this election that we lost 2 years ago, you can keep fighting that battle. But it's a losing battle. And as you're fighting the losing battle, you're also losing everything that you ever worked for. So I just don't understand the mentality, but I feel like it's something that has infected the entire nation now. And thanks to people like Donald Trump and now Kari Lake. And is this what we're going to be facing in every election? It sure looks that way. There's always going to be some sort of loser that's not going to be able to accept reality. And then we're just going to have to go through months and possibly years of them saying this. Meanwhile, they don't have to come up with no new ideas, because that's all they have to talk about, because that will appeal to their audience. That will keep their audience hanging on for more. And it's sad. But folks, here at MeidasTouch, we are cruising toward 1 million subscribers, okay? So I want you to click that like button, share it with your friends, let them know where we're at, and have them click that like button, because we want to hit 1 million. And I have a real good time making these videos here on MeidasTouch. I hope you guys enjoy listening to them. So until the next time, I'm Tennessee Brando. And as always, if you keep tuning in, I'll keep telling you the truth.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs, It Wasn't Rigged, You're Just a Loser, at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.